We welcome everybody back to the 27th of July in 1871. We got a good one here for you. We got the Philadelphia Athletics going up against the Fort Wayne Kekiongas. This is a big matchup here. Kekiongas trying to hold on to anything they've got in the National League. And the Athletics are trying to chase down Boston, who have lost two straight now. They've just opened a door maybe for Philadelphia to come back into this pennant hunt. I think the Athletics are 2.5 back, might be just two. But Fort Wayne I think are a game and a half back now, might be two themselves actually. And that's where we're at today. So big matchup here today. How you feeling about West Ham going to survive? No, I've said it. I said it before the Brentford game. I think we're going down. I told Skull I didn't see a way we won the Brentford game. And everyone was telling me, well, you could win that game. Nah, we were never going to win that game. We're not going to beat Arsenal next week. But I think we get a point versus Newcastle, and I think we beat Leeds. But I don't think the 4 points will be enough. And I think we go down. And I think Spurs have got, I think, Everton, Chelsea, and Leeds. Not in that order. But I think Spurs beat Leeds. I think Spurs beat Everton. I don't see them getting anything against Chelsea. Let me take a look real quick. I don't see them getting anything versus Villa, but I think the 6 points will be enough. As of right now, if they pick up 6 points, they go to 40. We pick up 4, we go to 40, and we have a worse goal difference. So I think that's what happens. I think we go down. We both are on 40, and we go down on goal difference. So we'll see. If we get anything versus Arsenal, I think it's a completely different story. But if we beat Newcastle, I think it's a different story too. But we have to beat Newcastle and Leeds. There has to be 2 wins out of those games. So if we lose to Newcastle, we're down 100%. Right. Let's get into it, shall we? We're going to start with starting lineups, starting with the visiting Philadelphia Athletics. They are, hang on, big sneeze. The Athletics are 11-8. Fort Wayne 12-11. Here's the lineup, starting with the visiting Philadelphia Athletics. John Hatfield will lead things off, the left fielder. Batting .324 with 7 RBIs so far this season. He's 3 for 11 versus Zetland. Scott Hastings, the catcher, bats second. He is batting .263 with 6 RBIs so far this season, 2 for 13 against Zetland. Ed Pinkham is in the 3 spot, third baseman, batting .338, 15 RBIs so far this season, 1 for 10 versus Zetland. Tom York, center fielder, bats fourth. He's batting .244, 8 RBIs. He's 5 for 13 versus Zetland so far this season. Dickie Pierce, the shortstop's in the 5 spot. 1 home run, 15 RBIs so far this season. Batting .325. He is 2 for 10 versus Zetland. Dick Higham is in the 6th spot. Second baseman, 1 home run, 17 RBIs so far this season. 4 for 12 versus Zetland himself. Charlie Bierman, the first baseman's in the 7th spot. He's batting .271, 1 home run, 9 RBIs so far this season. He is 6 for 12 against Zetland. Neely Phelps is in the 8th spot. Right fielder batting .250 with 12 RBIs. He is 0 for 11 versus the Fort Wayne pitcher so far this season. Bobby Matthews, the pitcher's in the 9th spot. He's batting .246 with 3 RBIs so far this season. He is 1 for 11 versus Zetland. We'll come back to the pitching matchups in a moment. On the for the lineup for the Fort Wayne Kekiongas, Dickie Pierce, the shortstop, will lead things off. He's batting .337 with 10 RBIs so far this season. He is 6 for 14 versus Bobby Matthews so far this season. Count Sensendorfer, the center fielder, will bat second. He's batting .276 with 14 RBIs so far this season. He's 3 for 4 versus Matthews. Jimmy Wood, the second baseman, bats third. 1 home run, 18 RBIs so far this season. He's 3 for 15 versus Matthews. Steve King, left fielder, bats in the 4th spot, .267 average with 14 RBIs. He's 5 for 13 versus Matthews. Harry Schaefer is in the 5 spot, third baseman, batting .257, 10 RBIs so far this season. He's 3 for 15 versus Matthews. Wes Fizzler, the first baseman, is in the 6th spot. He's batting .304, 13 RBIs so far this season. He is 7 for 13 versus Matthews so far this season. Fergie Malone, the catcher, is in the 7th spot with a .268 average and 14 RBIs. He's 3 for 13 versus Matthews. Dave Birdsall is in the 8th spot, right fielder, batting .326. He's got 17 RBIs, but he is only 1 and 11 versus Matthews this season. And then the pitcher, George Zetlin, is in the 9th spot, batting .237. He's got 9 RBIs. He's 3 for 13 versus Zetlin so far. Versus Matthews so far this season. On the mound for Philadelphia is Bobby Matthews, 10 for 7, or 10 and 7 in 19 starts, 2 no decisions, with a 2.97 ERA and a 1.26 WHIP. He is 1 for 2 versus Fort Wayne this season with a 4.33 ERA in those 3 games. And taking the rubber strip for Fort Wayne will be George Zetlin. He is 12 and 11 in 23 starts so far this season with a 3.38 ERA and a 1.38 WHIP. He is 2-1 versus Philadelphia this season, 1.67 ERA in those 3 starts. It's the final matchup of the season between these two. Everybody plays everybody 4 times. And this is matchup number 4 between these two from the Grand Duchess in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It is a 10:05 a.m. first pitch start. It is cloudy. It is 69 degrees. For those that use Celsius, that's around 20 to 21. It's about 20 and a half. Wind is blowing in from center at 10 miles an hour. We are ready to go. But before we begin, we got to have our first inning sponsor. Stewart is an awesome speedrunning retro game commentator who commentates the Final Fantasy I randomizer and the FF6 Worlds Collide randomizer. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The great DM Stewart will sponsor our first inning here tonight. Right. We have got ourselves some baseball here. We're ready to go. I'm ready to go. Hope everybody's well, by the way. Let me know how you're doing. I'd like to know how your weekends have gotten on. Been doing good? What you've been up to? For all of y'all. I went to the football yesterday, so my legs are a little sore. I did actually force myself to work out this morning as well, but it was only 15 minutes. I'm just going to get on for 15 minutes. Because, Sundays are usually my rest day. And then, obviously, I worked out for an hour yesterday. And then I went to the football afterwards. But I just thought, I can come on and do, 15 minutes, and that's perfectly fine. So that's what I did. But yeah, we're ready to go. Zetlin on the mound. First pitch here from the Grand Duchess in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Philadelphia trying to split the season series against the Kekiongas and stay in the hunt for the American League pennant. Here's the first pitch, and that is popped up. Let's fly it out to the center. Center fielder's there, and he's got it. And John Hatfield is retired on the first pitch of the ball game. It's going to bring up Scott Hastings, the catcher. First pitch to Hastings. And that is taken on the inside part of the plate for a called strike. 0-1. I'm a little bit upset with NBC, by the way, because the Man U Liverpool game is a big game, and my spare laptop on this side no longer can play Peacock. It's just too old. This laptop over here is about 10 years old now. Maybe like, it's actually probably about 8. But it cannot handle Peacock anymore. And it can't handle Apple TV anymore. It can handle the Xfinity TV stream, though. So, like, I can put my TV up on the laptop. That's the only thing it can handle. And the Man U Liverpool game is not on TV. They're running a marathon of Law and Order Special Victims Unit instead. And I'm like, why is 5 hours of SVU on instead of the Man U Liverpool game? They do have the Villa Spurs game on it too, but in all honesty, I'm probably going to swap over to NBC Sports Philly at 1:45 and put the Phillies on. Last thing I want to do is be more disappointed at West Ham. Although, to be honest, Philadelphia is going to be just as disappointing. Still, here's the 0-1. That is popped. That is ground back to the mound, over to first, and that's in time. 2 down. Val, thank you for the sub. We are fucking ass. Thank you for the 7-month sub, Val. Oh my God. Yeah, we are pretty bad. Val, I went to a game yesterday. I forgot to look at the analytics. Is it worth looking at them right now? Let's see if I can bring them up real quick. Because there's a good Blue Sky account that I follow that does MLS analytics. I know you're not into MLS, Val, but still, just to compound the misery. Let me take a look at this account. We had 1.64 XG last night to Nashville's 0.47. We took 16 shots. 7 of them were on target. They took 8. 4 of them were on target. But we drew 0-0. We drew 0-0. That passes into the final third. Philadelphia 33, Nashville 27. Passes in the final third. Philadelphia 77, Nashville 42. Passes into the opposition box. Philadelphia 14, Nashville 10. And we did not score. We had 0-0. So, hey, Knopfler. How was the Union game? Well, I guess there's my answer. Yeah, we had 1.64 XG to their 0.47. And we drew 0-0. We are one. I thought you meant West. I wouldn't. I thought you meant West. Yeah. Thank you for the sub again, Val. I appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. We are Knopfler. The Union are 1-3-7. We've played 11 games. Okay. Guess how many goals from open play we have in 11 games? Take a wild guess. How many goals do the Union have from open play in 11 games. I'll take any guess from anybody. That is correct. We have 1 goal from open play in 11 games. It's dire in Philadelphia. So you're a shit Arsenal. We're a shit Spurs, and that's saying something. Which should have been fair. Yeah, the West Ham struck the woodwork like 3 times yesterday. You're just a shit fucking hot. Yeah, exactly. Here's Ed Pinkham. I hope you're well, Doppler. I hope you're well, Val. That one's off the plate away. 1-0. I hope everybody here is well. It's good to see you all. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. That's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Off the plate, 2-1. I'm doing okay. Finally caved on getting Rate Your Music account. Highly recommended. Ooh, explain to me what Rate Your Music is. Here's the 2-1. That is foul. 2-2. So it's like 1,001 albums, but you're not locked into those specific albums. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Skull, what's up? That might be something after I finish the challenge to look into. Here's the 2-2 pitch. I told myself, too, that's off the plate, 3-2. I told myself, too, I was going to do the Black Sabbath album I had this week, and I fucking didn't even touch it. Steel Zeno, is Arsenal going to bottle it? Yes. Welcome in, Steel. Here's the 3-2. That's popped up right at the shortstop. He's got it, and the side is retired. They go down in order here in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first. There is no score. Top 4 is finished for you for United. Don't need to win any more games as long as you win this one, right? You do have to win this one still. I mean, the second half still to come. But, yeah, you look good right now. Of course they are. No hesitation. I love how it's like me, Val, and Knopfler are just yes. No hesitation whatsoever. I feel bad for Ducky. I talk so bad about Arsenal, and I know he's an Arsenal fan. So forgive me, Ducky. It's nothing personal, man. I hope you're all right, man. So we only need a point. Gotcha. Right. The ads are here in 15 minutes, and it's the middle of the inning, which means it is time to run the adverts. We are going to take the full 3-minute break. We are going to be back with more in about 3. I got to close some Twitch tabs, though, because people have gone offline. So let me grab that real quick. So, because like Hindo's gone offline, and right. Arsenal needs to win. Yeah, but they also need City to slip up. They need City to slip up. Right. We are going to take a 3-minute ad break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Right, we're back. Bottom first in Philadelphia. I'm sorry, not Philadelphia. Bottom first in Fort Wayne. Bobby Matthews on the mound for Philadelphia. Dickie Flowers in the batter's box. First pitch to Flowers. I'm honestly, just an FYI, I might take a 3-minute break the next half inning as well, just because I have got to use the restroom badly. That's high and wide, ball 1. I didn't get a chance to here because I literally was answering a DM during the break. And by the time I literally had finished answering it, the 3-minute ad had run out. So I'm like, let me go back live. But yeah, next half inning might be another 3-minute break just because I have got to use the restroom. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Right down broad, 1-1. Here's that 1-1. And that was high. That looked there. That looked at the lettering. 2-1 of the count though. There's the 2-1 pitch. That's chop foul, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that's high and wide. Ball 3. Dave, what's good, Dave? How you doing, man? Hope you're well. Happy Sunday to you, man. How was your stream yesterday? You know what listen, y'all gonna yell at me it's unhealthy, blah, blah, blah. What kind of breakfast is that? But you know what I got when I was at Wawa last night on the way home from the game? I got me some mini Starbursts. These are so addicting. I had them this morning. Yeah, but City have a game in hand, don't they? Hey, G&G, happy Sunday to you. Here's the full count pitch. That's fouled off. We'll do it again. I thought City have the game in hand because they played the FA Cup last weekend. Here's the 3-2. Off the plate, ball 4. And Dickie Flowers has drawn an 8-pitch walk. Was good. We won the Bundesliga Europa League first season at Dortmund. Congratulations, Dave. So are you off to another club? Winning next 2 games doesn't win Arsenal the league. The league is in City's hands. Yeah, because the goal difference plus the game in hand. They need City to slip up, as far as I know. So. You want the Boca or the River? Go Boca. Go Boca. Fuck River Plate. Racist bastards. But that's just me. I mean, the River Plate job would have a ton of money. That's for sure. The Boca job is definitely the harder of the two. But yeah. Right. Here's Count Sensendorfer settling into the batter's box. Runner on first, nobody out. First pitch, that's inside, ball 1. Argentina is a lot of fun. Have you managed in South America before, Dave? I can't remember if I've asked you that question. I can't remember what the answer is to that question if I did ask it. But it's a lot of fun. Argentina is a lot. I really like managing in Argentina. Argentina, Brazil, with Sao Paulo in Brazil. Brazil's fun. I'm looking forward to Colombia when I get to the longest save. Back when they had Bremer. Good days. Arsenal won't win the league. City win it by 3 points. Arsenal will lose a game under the pressure. Can you imagine if it's to fucking West Ham? Can you imagine if the game we get a result against, the game we get 3 points against is Arsenal? That'd be insane. Here's the 1-0. He's bunted it down. Back to the mound. Pitcher's got it. Throw over to first. Is in time. And it's a sacrifice bunt from Sensendorfer. Like the West Ham game, they will. Yeah, well, we'll see. We also aren't the best football club at the moment. Flowers moves to second. Sensendorfer thrown out at first. And now there's one on. There's a runner in scoring position with 1 out here. That brings up Jimmy Woods, second baseman. Hope you're well yourself, though, Dave. Hope you're doing well, man. Same with you, G and G. Happy Sunday to you both. There's the first pitch, and that is going to catch the inside part of the plate. 0-1. Hammers becoming Villa fans later on? Absolutely. There's the 0-1. It's offered at and missed, 0-2. I went to the football last night. We generated 1.6 XG. We took 16 shots. We didn't score. It was 0-0. We have 6 points in 11 games now, the Union. It is dire. Here's the 0-2. And that one is off the plate away. 1-2. Ouch. I did this earlier, so for those of you that were here earlier, forgive me, but G&G, the Union have played 11 games. Guess how many goals from open play the Union have in those 11 games? Here's the 1-2. That's grounded back to second base. The throw over to first. Did he get him? He got him. And that's going to move Flowers to third, but there's 2 outs now. It's going to be low, so I'll guess 2. You're close. 1. We have 1 goal from open play. This will bring up left fielder Steve King. Run on third, 2 down. First pitch to King is off the plate away, 1-0. Just a reminder again about the Football Manager later. We are going to be playing that after this game, but it is going to be a pure off-season stream. We're not going to have a transfer budget either, so it's going to be really slow. We might not play a game today. We might play Football Manager for the better part of 7 hours and not get a game in. Just FYI. Like, that's what's coming down the pipeline. Here's the 1-0. That's off the plate again, 2-0. I do have international management games coming up in March in the save, but the save is in November. And the window's not open. The season's over. The window don't open until the end of January. Or it doesn't open until January 1st. So we did get a new contract, though. We did get a new contract. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Off the plate, 3-0. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And that one's just caught the outside corner. 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That is shot over the third baseman's head. And Steve King has got an RBI single. Fort Wayne leads this game 1-0. That'll bring up Harry Schaefer. Runner on first, 2 down. First pitch to Schaefer. And that one's going to get away from the catcher. And it's a wild pitch. And King goes to second. Here's the 1-0. That's going to catch the outside part of the plate, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is grounded foul down the first base side. Here's the 1-2. Off the plate, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch is shot into center. It's high. It's playable. The center fielder's there. He's got it. And the side is retired. 1 run on 1 hit, and they leave 1 aboard. We go to the top of the second here in Fort Wayne. The Kekiongas lead by a score of 1-0. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 spots due up for Philadelphia. Tom York will be the man to lead things off. But first, new ending, new sponsor. Wow, can't type. Smokaya is an awesome Portuguese football manager streamer. He's got a great save going on in Estonia. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The Great Smokaya sponsors our second inning here today. Do you have a home run sound effects? They're in the if the home team scores, there are some sound effects in the game, yes. But I personally do not. I actually all the sound effects or anything that you hear me play on stream, like the congratulations, I don't have a stream deck. I that is all done by hand. Um so not really. I probably should look into that though, shouldn't I? I'm getting a home run sound effect for you guys. But the game has built-in home run sound effects for the home team, whatever team's playing at home in the game. So, Fudge Skull already rated. I know why. Is there 2-0 up? Not even hotkeys? No, I don't have it. No, I don't hotkey anything. Everything's done by hand. Did Skull rate out? No, Skull's not rated out. He's still live. Oh, Liverpool scored. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Damn, yeah. You can play sounds with assigned hotkeys. You should look into it. You know what? You're absolutely right. I should. You're waiting for the F1 in 90 minutes. Where are they racing at this weekend? I have most of my sound effects and stuff. Yeah, you're probably right, Zeno. You're definitely right. I just I have them all in tabs, and I just keep those tabs. Open, and then when I want to play it, I just go to the tab. But yeah, I should insert it as a hotkey. That'd be a lot easier. Right. Top of the second. George Zetlin back on the mound for Fort Wayne. Tom York settles into the batter's box. The less that I have built in the OBS, I feel. Now I understand hotkey's not like an extension or anything. I get that, but the less that I have built into OBS, the better. Like Scene.gg is a browser source, so I don't mind using it because it's a browser source. You know, the one that gives you the shout-out clips sometimes. Like, I could add, like, Mix It Up Bot and all these other things, but and they would be great additions to the stream. Like, intro sounds, so, like, the most regular viewers, whenever they chat for the first time, they have an audio clip play that, like, is, like, their introduction into stream. I think that's so cool. But then, like, the more that I add, the more those things break down and the more troubleshooting each stream would require. And I'm already not on time to my streams. And I was a half hour late today. I was supposed to go live at 10. I went live at 10:30. So it's like, I don't want to get my, you know what I mean? Hotkeys is one thing. That's easy to you know what I mean? If it's built into OBS like that already, it'll be easy. You know, I just have to figure out how to do it. But it's like doing a stream deck and then doing a Mix It Up bot and then having another bot for like sound effects and all this stuff. Like I've come to realize the more programs you load into your stream, the more troubleshooting they're going to require when they crash, or maybe they're offline, they have trouble and the servers are offline, like Blurp or something like that. And it's like I want to spend as little time troubleshooting as possible. So I don't really set up stream decks for some events. Fair. Here's the first pitch to York. And that one is, I think it's just going to catch the inside part of the plate, 0-1. Yeah, I don't set up stream. Only really hotkeys and sound clips. I got to look into that then. Here's the 0-1. That's offered at missed, 0-2. The only hotkey I use right now is my slash key. And I'll tell you, and more, honestly, transitions would be good too, yeah, but I just click the source, or I click the scene. You know, I'll just go into OBS and click the scene like this, and it just transitions itself. I don't have stingers or anything. You know what I mean? But the only hotkey I have right now is my slash key, and it does this. You're going to what it does, and that's exactly what it does there. It's my like hot kill. It's my hot mic kill switch. That's the only hotkey I have programmed right now in OBS. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Off the plate inside, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Check swing. They're going to ask third base. He did not go, says the third base umpire. 2-2 now. The 2-2 pitch. That's fouled. Still 2-2. The 2-2. Fouled off, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's low, 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That is flied out into right. Right fielder's there. He's going to make the grab. And Tom York is retired. One away. It's going to bring up Dickie Pierce. Shortstop. First pitch to Pierce. And that's flied out in the right. That's drifting foul. That will land foul. It'll be 0-1. Yeah, I'm not a high-end streamer. I don't have anything set up. I do all of my sound effects by hand. I don't have transitions or stingers or anything like that. Very low effort, low budget streamer. But it's fine. Here's the 0-1. That's in the dirt, 1-1. Yeah. I do need new overlays at some point. That might be a project. Like this stuff. I love the GIFs, don't get me wrong. Like obviously left to right, Kasumi, Benny Kage. I think that's Gum from God, it's Gum from Jet Set Radio Future. Chun-Li and Reiko Hinamoto. You know, and the intro has all of them. Benakage, Lei Fong, Uranus, Rio Rollins, Rachel, Cammy, Mai, and then on the right is one of the Rapid 99 girls also from Jet Set Radio Future. And then the outro has the last of them. Like bottom row, third from the left is Jenny from Bloody Roar. That's the only other one I have. But I don't think I have any on the. Yeah, they're all the same on the intermission. But like those overlays, like if you look at the BRB screen on the bottom where it says my socials, like that's not my Steam anymore, and I don't have that Instagram account anymore. So like, I gotta get them updated. You know what I mean? But those are literally, I got those overlays when I first started streaming back in like October, November 2019. The artist that does those overlays doesn't even do Twitch work anymore. And I've had them for 6.5 years. So it's like over 6.5 years now. So it's like it's time to get it updated. You know? I literally recently just got 5 new emotes. I had one prior to getting to commissioning Kuwago a month ago. I've only had 1 new emote in the last 5 years. And all my other emotes are 6.5 years old, so. Right, here's the 1-1 to Dickie Pierce. Fouled off into the seats, 1-2. Yeah, that might be the next project. Oh boy, plenty of time, and They've used it. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I'm expecting a skull raid sometime soon. I'm teasing you, Skull. I'm teasing. Still plenty of time for Man U to win this game. Here's the 1-2. And that looked like a strike. It's not. It's off the plate. 2-2. My stream stuff is a mix of free stuff and some free art from Canvas that I made and edited on is that GIMP or GMP? On GIMP. Nice. First off, I didn't even fucking realize you streamed. Do you stream? Schedule. Your last stream was 3 days ago. All right. Follow. Oh, my God. Heroes of Might and Magic. Oh, my God. Heroes is phenomenal. I fucking love that series. Right. I don't really stream. Well, you got a new follow anyway. Here's the 2-2. Thanks. You're welcome. That is popped up in the infield. First baseman's there. He's got it. That's 2 down. Here's a question for you, Zeno. What's your favorite hero? What's your favorite game in the Heroes of Might and Magic series? Because when you ask that to people, most people say 3. Heroes of Might and Magic 3 is their favorite. And it's a good game. Don't get me wrong. That is a phenomenal game. Mine is 2. The Succession Wars. Hands down. Told you. Yeah. BRB. Hold on. I liked the random map generator in 2 so much. I've had so much fun creating random maps and playing on them in 2. And we lost that. That's never come back. After 2, that feature never comes back. Here's Dick Higgum settling in. First pitch to Higgum. Is that going to catch the corner? No, it's off the plate away. 1-0. There's the 1-0. And that is high, 2-0. I played 5 and 6. 5 was okay. 6 was all right. I did enjoy 6. But nothing, to me, nothing beats 2. 2 is just the best, and it's so old, too. Here's the Might and Magic 2 is like, I had that game on MS-DOS. You know? I'm definitely dating myself there. I'm waiting for Val to pop up and say, damn, Unk, or something, you know what I mean? Here's the 2-0. And that's fouled off. 2-1. I want to say here, Heroes of Might and Magic 2 was 95. 94, 95. But I had that game on MS-DOS. What a game, though. 2-1 pitch. Still a classic. And it's fouled off. 2-2 now. Yeah. Such a great game. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that is grounded over the shortstop. Throw over to first. Save it first. He beats the throw. And Dick Higgum is the first base runner for Philadelphia here in the bottom of the second with 2 outs. It's a game my uncle played. You literally didn't have to take the spot of Val. You didn't have to do that, Zeno. God damn. Here's Charlie Bierman settling in. First pitch to Bierman. That's going to be right there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's grounded over to first. He'll step on the bag himself, and the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit. They leave 1 aboard. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 Fort Wayne. It's going to be the 6, 7, 8 spots due up for Fort Wayne. It'll be Wes Fissler, the first man up. I need to use the restroom, so we're going to take another full 3-minute ad break. I know, back-to-back 3-minute ad breaks. What are we doing here? Usually we start with a 3-minute, and then it's 90 seconds every time. But I got to stand up and get the legs stretched because they're sore, and I got to use the restroom. So we're going to be back with more in 3 minutes' time. BRB. Right, welcome back. Bottom second here in Fort Wayne. Bobby Matthews is back on the mound for Philadelphia. They trail 1-0. Here's Wes Fissler settling in. First pitch to Fissler. And that is lined into left, base hit. First pitch swung on, first pitch hit. A single for Fizzler. And Fort Wayne have got the leadoff man aboard. What's up, Sooth? Good to see you. Sooth, sports are pain, bro. Sports are pain, man. The Oilers went out. West Ham lost. The Union drew. By the way, for those wondering, yeah, it usually is like that. That's it. It be what it be, Yugi. Right. We had some chip redeems to start the stream, but I have not shuffled the deck, so I'm going to do that now. The daily extremely shuffle. I fucked up the shuffle. The deck is now shuffled. Luckily to me, Atlanta United won. What was the final? Wasn't it 3-1? I looked over because they have like a scoreboard that like cycles through the scores throughout the game, and I saw at one point it was 1-1, and then when the next time I looked over, it was 3-1 Atlanta. That's why I was like shocked at the Orlando game too, because like Miami and Orlando kicked off same time as us, and maybe like 15, 20 minutes into the game, I looked over, Miami were 3-1 up. I'm like, that fucking Orlando's going to get smoked out. And then in the second half, I looked over, and Orlando had taken the lead 4-3, and I'm like, whoa. I think Orlando won that game as well. 3-1 the Atlanta game finished, yeah. Right. Here's Fergie Malone settling in the catcher. First pitch to Malone. And that's grounded back to the mound. A throw over to first is a bad throw. The throw is off target, so Matthews commits an error. It's an E1. Bobby Matthews credited with the error. And Fizzler gets the second. It's first and second with nobody out for Fort Wayne. It's going to bring up Dave Birdsall. First pitch to Birdsall. That's grounded back to second. He'll step on second to get the lead runner. So, yeah, Orlando won with Martin Ojeda, 93 plus 1. Nice. So it's a U. This has to be recorded as a fielder's choice. So it's an FC U4. Birdsall goes to first. Fizzler goes to third. And they throw Malone out at second. They force Malone out at second. And that gives us runners on the corners with one out for George Zetlin. Oh, no, 3 goals in it. Oh, my God. Wow. Wow. 3 goals and assists in the game's wild. What a game. Here's the first pitch off the plate. 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Throw over to first, back in time. Yeah, but the winner was scored 90 plus 3, so that was right too. Fair enough. Here's the 1-0. That is popped up. Is that going to land fair? It does. It's a fair ball. It's going to be runs for Fort Wayne. It's an RBI double for George Zetlin as he hits one down the line. Birdsall will stop at third. Scoring is Fizzler. It's 2-0 Fort Wayne. Top of the order in Dickie Flowers. He walked his first at bat. First pitch. Fouled off. 0-1. Yeah, someone in Bizarre's Discord was like, oh my God, I can't believe we came back at 1. I was like, wait. You know. And then let me just check what they had said. So, oh shit, Pat posted an Instagram. What is this? What the fuck? What the fuck? Well, that has got to be the oddest clip I've seen. The oddest thing I've ever seen. Oh my. uh. Here's the 0-1. That's high, 1-1. The 1-1 inside, 2-1 now. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That is right back up the middle, base hit, more runs. RBI single for Flowers. Zetlin goes to third. Scoring on the play will be Birdsall, and it's 3-1 Fort Wayne. The Phils should be coming on soon, I think. Trying to take a look. I don't think the hockey's on until 10 o'clock tonight. No, I mean 6 o'clock tonight. I don't think the Phils are on. Are the Phils? God damn it! God damn it! Are the Phils not on? Up the Dale, nice. Are the Phils not on? Fucking NBC Sports Philly tonight? It says they are. But then, oh, that's, you know, oh God. Oh, they are. There they are. I was looking at NBC Sports Philly Plus. Okay. Right, here's Count Sensendorfer. His first at bat because he had a sack his last one. Here's the first pitch. And he has popped that up deep in the left. Left fielder's going back there. He's got it. Is the runner going to tag is the question. Yes, he will. And Sensendorfer's got another sack. This time it's an RBI sack fly. Tagging up and scoring is Zetlin. And it's 4-0. It's going to bring up Jimmy Wood. Rochdale deserved promotion. I saw a stat the other day that the Stockport County manager has been managing 15 years and never finished below a playoff place in his career. Here's the first pitch. That's high, ball one. To throw over to second is not in time. Flowers still steals second base. Yeah, that's a crazy stat. 15 years in management, no matter who he's managed, he's never finished below a playoff place. Here's the 1-0 to Wood. Outside, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. That is right down to shoot. 2-1. You know what, Stuart? I got to admit, playing Final Fantasy 1 was so much fun the other day. I actually really look forward to it this week. I put it on the schedule for this week coming up, and I think it's on the schedule for the week after that. But if I don't finish the game, that stream, which I don't anticipate to, I think I'm definitely going to put more of it on the schedule for May/June because I've had way too much fun playing that game. I started an offline playthrough as well. Like that, and my offline playthrough is the typical beginner's party. It's fighter, black belt, white mage, black mage. But it's just so much fun. Here's the 2-1. That is popped up. And that lands foul. 2-2 now. That's a game that, even though the graphics and the gameplay is very, very dated, it still holds the test of time. Like, it's still a great, phenomenal game. Here's the 2-2. That's popped up in the into center. Center fielder's there. He's going to make the grab, and the side is retired. 3 runs on 3 hits, and they leave 1 man aboard. We go to the top of the 3rd here in Fort Wayne, and the Kekiongas have jumped out to a 4-0 lead. It'll be the 8-9-1 spot due up for Philadelphia. Neely Phelps will lead things off. It really is. It's why the randomizer is a great and vibrant community. Yeah, I mean, I really, really am enjoying it. I just think it's phenomenal. Like, it's just such a fun game. And I'm really enjoying playing it, really. Right. New inning means new sponsor. He's live doing a watch-along right now, and his Man U have just scored, so he's probably going batshit crazy over it. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Plays Snooker 19. He plays Football Manager. He plays Rocket League. He plays Warzone. He plays Fortnite. He plays F1. The great Skull Crusher. Or at least now it's no more Crusher. It's just Skull. Give Skull a follow if you haven't already. Skull's going to sponsor our 3rd inning here today. George Zetland back on the mound. Neely Phelps in the batter's box. Here's the first pitch to start the 3rd. That's high and inside, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Grounded over to first. Pitcher comes over, and it's is it a bad throw or bad catch? The throw is off the mark, so it's going to be an E3. Phelps is aboard. Wes Fissler gets credited with the error. And Philadelphia's got the leadoff man aboard. By the way, Stuart, did you watch the Hurricanes-Flyers game at all last night? Here's the first pitch to Bobby Matthews. He's fouled that off, 0-1. A pox upon both their houses. Right. So when we came out of the stadium, right, as we usually do, the Union have like a tailgate spot now, right? Yeah, I get it. So the Union have a tailgate spot, right? And it's it's like a bar in there, right? And they don't have any food. It's just a bar. But they leave the tailgate spot open after the game for about 45 minutes, right? So my dad and I usually go in there and sit down for about a half hour because traffic is so horrible getting out of the stadium. Like, it is genuinely horrendous getting out of the stadium. So we sit and wait there usually, right? Let the traffic clear. Yeah. Well, when we went in there last night, they have like all the TVs on the wall, and the TVs they alternated. It had Flyers, Sixers, right? And a lot of people were watching the Sixers game because it was close. The Flyers were 2-0 down at this point. But I remember looking over at the Flyers game, and with a minute and a half left in the second period, the Flyers only had 8 shots on goal. For those of you that don't know ice hockey, that is criminally low. Criminally low. Like, most teams will average 10 to 15 shots a period. They were a minute and a half from the second period being over, and they only had 8. Like, I was like, whoa, they're getting smoked. And they did. Carolina scored again. It was 3-0. And then we didn't stay for the third because 1 second intermission hit. And by the end, most people were watching the Sixers game. The Sixers had won. And I looked at my dad, and I'm like, let's go. And we picked the perfect time to leave. So we got out of there pretty well. We actually made great timing last night. Usually we're home around like quarter of to 10 of midnight. We got home last night at 11:30. I was like, oh. So here's the 0-1 to Bobby Matthews. He's going to take that for a called strike, 0-2. The 0-2, the throw over to first, and Phelps is back in time. Here's the 0-2. That is popped up in center. Center fielder's there. He makes the grab, and that's one out. It's going to bring up the top of the order in John Hatfield. He flied out to center his last at bat. First pitch to Hatfield. That's high, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Off the plate away, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch is rocketed in the left. That's off the wall. It's fair. And that could be extra bases. Go over to second is not in time. John Hatfield's got a stand-up double. Going to third will be Neely Phelps. And it's 2 runners in scoring position with just 1 out here for Philadelphia. It's going to bring up Scott Hastings. He grounded out his first at bat. First pitch to Hastings is high. 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Check swing. They're going to ask first base. He did not go, says the first base umpire. The 2-0 pitch. That's high, 3-0. Do they give him the green light? Here's the 3-0 pitch. He's taken all the way, 3-1. The 3-1 is popped up right along the first base side. First baseman's there. He makes the grab, and that's 2 down now. I'll bring up Ed Pinkham. Pinkham popped up to the shortstop. His first at bat. First pitch to Pinkham, and that is ripped foul into the seats in right. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's going to catch. Oh, no, that's inside. 1-1. There's the 1-1. He offered it that one and missed. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Popped up again to the shortstop. He's got it, and the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit, and they leave 2 aboard. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 4-0 Fort Wayne. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 spots due up for the Kekiongas. Steve King will lead things off. We're going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. right, we're back. Bottom third here. And it'll be Steve King set to lead things off for Fort Wayne. First pitch to Steve King. And that one's high and away, ball one. 1-0 pitch is, I think that's off the plate away. No, it's going to be right in there for a strike. That did not look like it had caught the plate. It's 1-1 now. Here's the 1-1. That's offered at and missed. 1-2. The 1-2. Inside, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. And that is just going to be off the plate away. 3-2. Full count. Grounded off the mound. Throw over to first from second is in time. One away. That took a Baltimore hop, but the second baseman is still able to field it, and King is sat down. That brings up Harry Schaefer. Here's the first pitch to Schaefer. Inside, ball one. There's the 1-0. Ripped into left, but foul. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That's high, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. High ball three. The 3-1 pitch. And that is just caught the corner. 3-2. That looked way low and off the plate. Here's the 3-2. That's ripped foul down the first base side. Still 3-2. The 3-2 pitch is lined into left. Fair ball. And it's going to be a single for Schaefer, as he's aboard with one out. That'll bring up Wes Fisler. First pitch to throw over to first, and the runner's back in time. This is grounded over the short. They're going to go for the lead run at second base. They got him. It's the only run they will get. So Fisler is aboard on an FC 6-4. And they throw Schaefer out at first. That'll bring up Fergie Malone. Here's the first pitch to Malone. Throw over to first, and the runner is back safely. That one is inside, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That is absolutely shot up high in the left. That's going to just bounce before the wall. It's a double for Fergie Malone. Fisler gets to third. And Birdsall is up to the plate now. First pitch to Dave Birdsall. What's up, Swanky? That is going to be in there for a called strike. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That shot into center. Is that going to drop? No, it's right at the center fielder. He's got it. And the side is retired. No runs on 2 hits, and they left both men on base. We go to the top of the fourth. It's still 4-0 Fort Wayne. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 spots due up for Philadelphia. Tom York will be the first man up. How we doing? We're doing good, man. How are you? Little sore. Little sore. Went to the football yesterday. I need more coffee in me today. But other than that, I'm good, man. How are you? New ending means new sponsor. Raz de Beer is an awesome FM streamer. Here he is playing FM. What happened? What happened? Did the game crash? Did the game crash? What's going on in this clip? He got sacked? Oh my God! Go give Raz a follow to find out how that played out. But yeah, he's a really good FM streamer. He's got a network save with Lewitt Gaming as well. I'm gonna follow if you haven't already. Raz the Beer will sponsor our fourth inning here today. Debating on streaming today, nice. Right. Tom York settles in to lead things off. York flat out to right his first at bat. Here's the first pitch. And that one's off the plate away, 1-0. There's the 1-0. He's grounded that over to second. The throw on to first is in time. One away. Going to lurk, Benny. Going to do a little stream. Sounds good, Swanky. Have a great stream, man. Take care of yourself. Here is the first pitch. That is grounded foul down the first base line. Just watching Man U Liverpool match. All good. You're welcome, Smokaya. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that is high, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That is right at the knees, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's fouled off. Still 1-2. Yeah, I saw it was a good game. Skull's going to be over the moon. That's a roller coaster of emotions if you're a Man U fan. The 1-2 is high and away, 2-2. That's true. Here's the 2-2. Grounded over to short. The throw on to first is a bad throw. So it's an E6. It's Dickie Flowers who gets credited with the error. And Philadelphia have got one on here with one out. Here's Dick Higgum settling in. He singled his first at bat. Here's the first pitch. That is popped up in the infield. Third baseman is over there. He's got it. 2 down. Here is the first baseman, Charlie Bierman, settling, and he grounded out his first at bat. First pitch. And he's popped this up in foul territory. Third baseman's over there. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. No runs on no hits. They leave one on base. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's still 4-0 Fort Wayne. Philadelphia only managing 2 hits so far in this game through 4 innings. It'll be the 9-1-2 spots due up for Fort Wayne. George Zetlin will be the first man up. We're going to take ourselves a little 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. All right, welcome back. Bottom fourth of Fort Wayne. Kekiongas still holding on by a score of 4-0. George Zetlin is going to settle in to lead things off here for Fort Wayne. Here's the first pitch. That's just funny. That's just Pat. That was just funny. Right. It's fouled off. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Check swing. They're going to ask first base. He did not go, and it's inside 1-1. Okay. Here's a 1-1 pitch. fouled off, 1-2. The 1-2. That's high, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch is fouled off again. Still 2-2. The 2-2 pitch fouled off yet again. It's still 2-2. The 2-2 pitch is grounded over to third, and it's fumbled by the third baseman. It's an E5. That'll be third baseman Ed Pinkham getting credited with the error. And Fort Wayne got the leadoff man aboard again. Here comes Dickie Flowers. He's 1 for 1 so far today with a single, an RBI, and a walk. First pitch to Flowers. And the throw over to second is not in time. Zetland stole second base. The 1-0 pitch to Flowers is lined into right. Base hit. Zetland goes to third. And it will be runners on the corners with nobody out here for Fort Wayne. Here's the first pitch to Count Sensendorfer. He's ripped that into center, base hit, and it's more runs for Fort Wayne. Sensendorfer's got his second RBI of the afternoon. And it's an error in the outfield on the center fielder, Tom York. So Zetland scores on the RBI. Flowers will go to third, and Sensendorfer will get to second base. Nothing Fort Wayne. 2 runners in scoring position now. Still nobody out. Here's Jimmy Wood. He's 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch is high. Ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Ripped into left. Left fielder's going back for it. It's going to drop. Base hit. It is more runs. Wood is into second with a double. It's a 2 RBI double. Scoring from second is Sensendorfer. Scoring from third is Dickie Flowers. And it's now 7-0 Fort Wayne. First goal series with the Raid. Commiserations, first goal series. Commiserations, my man. If you guys have not already, check out first goal series. Here he is playing some time guesser. Nice. Go give him a follow. He does Time Guesser, he does Football Manager, and he does Liverpool Watch-Alongs. The Great First Goals, he's just a class act as well, man. The Great First Goal Series, big shout out to him. How you doing? How's it going, Benny? How you been? I've been good. First Goal Series. I've been excited. Sports-wise, all of my teams are crap. I mean, West Ham lost. The Union drew. The Oilers are out of the NHL postseason. The Phillies are abysmal. Like, sports-wise, terrible. But everything outside of that's going really well. Like, really well. So, I can't have too many complaints, mate. How about you? I've been working on a project for the girlfriend. And I don't know if you guys have ever lamely double raid.
I intend to live by my own code now.
Can't wait for Friday to do the same. So I've been working on this project for the anniversary, and it's one of those things where you ever take on like a massive project, and you're just unsure of how it's going to turn out when you start, but then like it comes together really really well. That's kind of what this project has been like. It's been kind of nice. Lamely, thank you for the raid. And that's why I'm excited. So, how you doing? How was your stream? Let me see if cooldown is over. If you're not already, gang, give Lamely a follow. Chasing Lamely was playing City Skylines 3 today. Or is that 2? I can't read. It's too far away from the monitor. And I have the font on very low so I can fit more text in the chat, but yeah. They also play FM, and they play like Project Zomboid, so a few other games. But give them a follow if you haven't already. The great Chasing Lamely. We do a lot of Scrawn talk on Lamely stream as well. There is a Scrawn poll on Lamely stream quite often, so go check them out. Awesome to have you along, Lamely. Thank you for the raid. Raiding and running to watch the Grand Prix, but it was good. I may well be back live later, but the race got moved because of the weather in Miami. That's all good. Enjoy the race. If you can. Miami's kind of a shit Grand Prix, but enjoy the race anyway. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. Right, for the people who are new here, who maybe have come in with the raid, name's Benakage. Hope you're well, though, mate. Doing great. We are playing some Out of the Park today. It's the 27th of June in 1871 in our save. Philadelphia are 11-8. I think they're 2 or 2.5 games back of the American League lead. The Fort Wayne Kekiongas are 12-11. They are also, I think, about 2 games back of the National League leaders. Only the top team in the National League and the American League will go on to the World Series at the end of the season. We've had our first team eliminated from playoff contention, from World Series contention. That was the Troy Haymakers. But we're chugging along. We're in the second half of our season. We are going to play Football Manager afterwards, after the game, but it is an off-season stream. We might play FM for 7 hours and not get a game in today, just FYI, because we have so much to get through. So, all right, runner on second, nobody out. Here's the first pitch. It is Steve King in the batter's box. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. First pitch is going to be in there for a called strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That is inside, 1-1, but it gets away from the catcher. It's a wild pitch, actually, and Jimmy Wood will go to third for free. So he is 90 feet away with nobody out. Here's the 1-1. And that one swung on and missed, but it gets by the catcher. The runner comes in. He's safe at home. And that's a pass ball. Jimmy Wood scores. It's 8-0 Fort Wayne. Here's the 1-2. Ripped into center. That's going to be a base hit. And the pain continues for Philadelphia. This could be a triple. Going to third, sliding in safely is Steve King. He's got a triple. Still nobody out. Here's Harry Schaefer, 1 for 2 today. This one's fouled into the seats. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's offered at and missed. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Grounded back to the mound. The throw over to first is in time. 1 away. That'll bring up Wes Fizzler. He's 1 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Fizzler. And that is going to be in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Right down the chute. 1-2, or 0-2, I should say. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's lined right at the. It's over the second baseman's head. It's a base hit and an RBI. Steve King will score. 9-0 Fort Wayne. Here's Fergie Malone now. He's 1 for 2 today. That's grounded foul. They have him at 1 for 1 because he attempted a sac bunt and the pitcher made an error on the throw. I have him at 1 for 2. I'm going to keep him at 1 for 2. Here's the 0-1. That's offered at and missed. 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Grounded back. It's taken a big Baltimore hop. There's not going to be a play. It's an infield single for Fergie Malone. Going to second is Fizzler. And now there's 1 out and 2 on. Here's right fielder Dave Birdsall. He's 0 for 2 today. Check swing. They're going to ask first base. He did not go, says the first base umpire. 1-0. A 1-0. In there for a called strike. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Off the plate away. 2-1. 2-1 pitch is lined into left, base hit, and I think Matthews is going to be done here. Bases loaded. Matthews still on the mound, but certainly his days are numbered. We've batted around the order, and it's time for Zetlin to settle in again. First pitch to Zetlin is ripped right at the shortstop. He's got it. Throw over to third, safe. So that's 2 down now. Dickie Flowers settles in. He singled earlier in the inning. First pitch to Flowers. On the outside part of the plate, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Offered at and missed, 0-2. 0-2 pitch. Rounded back to, it's going to go deep. Did they go to the second? They got him at second base. And the side is retired. 5 runs on 7 hits, and they left the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 5th. 9-0 Fort Wayne. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 spots due up first for Philadelphia. It'll be the 8, 9, 1 spots due up first for Philadelphia. Neely Phelps will be the first man up. But first, new inning, new sponsor. Dave Hull FC is an awesome football manager streamer. Here he is playing FM 26. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. How what? Did you win it? Hey, let's go. Let's go. Champions League winner with PSV Eindhoven. Go give him a follow if you haven't already. He's an awesome guy, awesome streamer. The great Dave Hull FC will sponsor our 5th inning here tonight. Love to see it. Love to see it. Neely Phelps will lead things off for Philadelphia. They are absolutely getting hammered here in this game. A must-win game for either team, for both teams, really. And Philly's getting hammered. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be on the inside corner, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Line foul down the left field side. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's off the plate away, 1-2. Here's the 1-2. That is absolutely flat out into right. Right fielder's there. He's got it, 1 away. It's going to bring up Bobby Matthews. First pitch to Matthews. Is way off the plate away, 1-0. Matthews flied out the center his last at bat. Here's the 1-0. That's offered at and missed, 1-1. The 1-0, or the 1-1. And that's going to be high, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Fouled down the first base side. 2-2 now. The 2-2 pitch. In the dirt, 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That's lined fair down the left field side. This could be a double for Matthews. And he's in there safely. It is, in fact, a two-bagger, as Matthews gets himself in scoring position with just 1 out. That'll bring up John Hatfield, the top of the order. He is 1 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Hatfield. Grounded over to short, or over to second. The throw on to first is a bad throw, and Philly's going to be on the board. It's an E4. Second baseman Jimmy Wood credited with the error. Hatfield goes to second on the error, and Bobby Matthews comes in to score. 9-1 now. Here's Scott Hastings, runner on second, 1 out. Hastings 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Hastings is high, 1-0. Throw over to third, not in time, and it's a bad throw. It's an E2. It's an error on the catcher, Fergie Malone. And Hatfield will come in to score. 9-2 now. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's going to catch the plate, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That's fouled off, 1-2 now. The 1-2. Lined into right, base hit. And Hastings is aboard. That'll bring up Ed Pinkham. He's popped out twice. Here's the first pitch to Pinkham, and that's inside. The throw over to second is another bad throw. It's another E2. Malone with his second error of the inning. And Hastings goes to third. Here's the 1-0 to Pinkham. That's high, 2-0. A 2-0 pitch. Inside, 3-0. The 3-0. And that's in there for a called strike. 3-1. Here's the 3-1. That's grounded over to first base side. He'll step on first for the out, but it's an RBI ground out. RBI U3. As coming in to score from third is Hastings. It's 9-3. That'll bring up Tom York. He's 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch to York. And that's high and away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Offered that and missed. That's 1-1. Here's the 1-1. High and inside, 2-1 now. The 2-1 pitch. Way inside, 3-1. The 3-1. And that is below the knees, ball 4. And Tom York has walked. Here's Dickie Pierce, first pitch to Pierce. He's chopped that foul, 0-1. Pierce is 0 for 2 so far today. Here's the 0-1. That's ripped right into the gap in left. Base hit. Pierce has a single. York pulls up at second. Here's Dick Higham. He's 1 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Higham. He's grounded that, or he's lined that right at the first baseman. He's got it. And the side is retired. 3 runs on 3 hits. And they leave 2 aboard. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 9-3 Fort Wayne. That'll be the 2, 3, 4 spots due up. Count Sensen Durfer will lead things off to start the 5th. We are going to take a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. All right, I am back. We are back. I need a moment here. I did not realize it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon already. I'm adding Uber gift cards to my account right now. Give me a second here, because we are going to order lunch in a minute. I hope this isn't cap sensitive. I'm hoping it's not. They are not. So I got one of the two down. Hold on. By the way, we do have a baseball game premiering on the YouTube currently. If you guys have missed any part of the season you would like to see it, I'm going to put exclamation point YT in the chat. That is the YouTube. Check it out. I have got videos premiering every 3 days, VODs essentially. Premiering every 3 days, all the way through May. So definitely give it a look. Oh my God, stop. Jesus Christ. I hate when you open something, you just get blasted with ads. Like, boys, sit down. I don't need you, you know? Right, I have to BRB for a second. Sorry. We'll be back. Right, sorry, we're fully back now. Bottom fifth here in Fort Wayne. 9-3 Kekiongas lead. Matthews is still on the mound. It's Cal Sensendorfer here ready to lead things off. Sensendorfer is 1 for 1. He's got 2 sacks, 2 RBIs. Here's the first pitch to Sensendorfer. That's high and away, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is in there, 1-1. There's the 1-1 pitch. That one's in there too, 1-2. The 1-2. It's grounded foul, still 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Grounded over to second. The throw on to first. is in time. One away. It's going to bring up Jimmy Wood. He is 1 for 3 so far today. First pitch to Wood. That is low. Is that low? I don't know. It looked like it may be outside as well. 1-0. The 1-0. And that one's in there. 1-1. The 1-1. That's grounded, or that's fouled off into the seats. It's 1-2. 1-2 pitch. And that is low. Ball 2. The 2-2 is lined into left. Fair ball. And Wood has got himself a double. And so 1 on second with 1 out here. Brings up Steve King. He's 2 for 3 so far today. First pitch to King. What's up, Zegon? That's swung on and missed. 0-1. Weekend's going okay, except for the sports. West Ham lost. I went to the football yesterday. Philly dominated, but drew 0-0. How's your weekend going? There's the 0-1. Check swing. In there for strike 2 anyway. Here's the 0-2. Good to see you, by the way. That's high. 1-2. Here's the 1-2. That's lined, and the second baseman leaps, and he's got it. 2 down. Ah, fuck. Luzardo's pitching today. Holy shit. Everything good? Thank you. Nice. Luzardo is on the mound for Philadelphia today. He's 2 for 3. He's 2-3 with a 5.5 ERA. Chris Paddock is 0-4 with a 6.1, and that's for Miami. So, like, are you celebrating Bank Holiday tomorrow? We do not have a Bank Holiday tomorrow, no. Bank holidays don't exist in the U.S. Our next actual public holiday is the 25th of May for Memorial Day. And then the next one after that's not until the 4th of July. Was on Friday? Nope. Nope. Our Labor Day is not May 1st. Our Labor Day is the first Monday of September. So Friday was a normal working day. Yeah. We don't get a lot of public holidays, Egon. I have 6. I get six public holidays a year. The last one was New Year's Day 4 months ago. So, yeah. We don't get that. We don't get public holidays like that. What's up, Aldi? How you doing, man? Right. Here's the first pitch to Harry Schaefer, and he's fouled that off. Make bank holidays great. Just give us bank holidays. Like companies don't. The government makes holidays like Juneteenth and Martin Luther King Day and President's Day, Columbus Day. They make these holidays and then they don't make any companies abide by them. So the only thing that closes during those holidays are government offices. Good, man. How are you doing? I'm all right. I'm still feeling the game last night. I'm a little sore, but I'm all right. Doing good overall. Here's the 0-1 to Schaefer, who is 1 for 3 so far today, and that one is taken for a called strike. It's 0-2. Here's the 0-2. That's high, 1-2. The 1-2. That is high, 2-2. 2-2 pitch is popped up in foul territory. First baseman's there. He's got it. And the side is retired. No runs on one hit. And they left that man aboard. We go to the bottom. We go to the top of the 6th. Fort Wayne still leading 9-3. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 spots due up. Charlie Bierman will be the first man up. But first, new ending, new sponsor. FMG&G is an awesome Irish streamer. Streams Football Manager. He's also got some great content over on his YouTube where he did a Jobless to Greatness series. Go check him out if you haven't already. The great FMG&G will sponsor our 6th inning here tonight. Here's Charlie Bierman settling in. 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Bierman. And that one's going to be off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. The 1-1 is flied out. It's actually popped up in shallow left. Shortstop's back there. He makes the grab. And Bierman is sat down. That'll bring up Neely Phelps. Phelps is 0 for 2. First pitch to Phelps. Check swing, but I think they're going to check. They're going to ask third base. He did not go. And it's called a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That's going to catch the inside part of the plate, 1-1. The 1-1. That's right at the knees, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Popped up in the infield. Third baseman's there, right on the fair foul line. He's got it. And that is going to be the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Bobby Matthews, the pitcher. He's 1 for 2. First pitch to Matthews. At the knees for a strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's high, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Grounded right in front of the plate. The catcher's got it, and the throw on to first is in time. The side is retired. They go down in order in the top of the 6th. We move to the bottom of the 6th. It's 9-3 Fort Wayne. 6, 7, 8 spots is due up. It'll be Wes Fissler to lead things off. We're going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Right, we are back. Bottom sixth here in Fort Wayne. Wes Fizzler will lead things off for the Kekiongas. Fizzler is 2 for 3 so far today. Matthews is still on the mound. First pitch to Fizzler. Oh, rain is beginning to fall. But we are going to play on. The game is official. Here's the first pitch to Fizzler, and he's fanned that one and missed, 0-1. So we'll keep you abreast to the weather as the 0-1 pitch incoming, and that's off the plate, 1-0, 1-1. There's the 1-1 pitch. That's off the plate, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is flied out, or popped up, I should say. Shortstop's there, he's got it, 1 away. It's going to bring up Fergie Malone. Malone is 2 for 3 so far today. Here's the first pitch. And that's going to catch the outside part of the plate, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Fandat missed, 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Grounded over to short. The throw on to first is in time. 2 down. That'll bring up Dave Birdsall, the right fielder. He is 1 for 3. First pitch to Birdsall. That one's high and away, 1-0. 1-0. That's flying out into left. That's going to drop base hit. And the Phillies, not the Phillies, sorry, the Athletics have still yet to go 1-2-3 in an inning on a defensive side of the ball. A single for Birdsall, his second of the game. That brings up Zetlin. He is 1 for 3. First pitch to Zetlin is on the outside corner, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is high, ball 1. It's going to get away from the catcher. Birdsall goes to second for free. And it's a pass ball. Here's the 1-1. That's high, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is high, ball 3. The 3-1, grounded to second. The throw over to first. He's safe. He beat the throw. Zetlin's got an infield single. Runners in the corners, 2 down for Dickie Flowers, who is 2 for 3 so far today. First pitch to Flowers. And he offered it that one and missed. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. He pulled the trigger but didn't get anything, 0-2. The 0-2. High and in, 1-2. The 1-2. Fouled off, still 1-2. The 1-2 is lined into right, base hit, and it's runs for Fort Wayne. It's an RBI single for Dickie Flowers. Going to second will be Zetlin, and Birdsall will score 10-3 Fort Wayne, and Bobby Matthews' day is done on the mound. Matthews goes 5 2/3 innings on 128 pitches. Here's Count Sensendorfer settling in. He is 1 for 2 so far today. It'll be Bob Ferguson to take the mound for Philadelphia. First pitch from Ferguson. And that's grounded. It's a Baltimore hop. Is there going to be? There's no play. Everybody safe. Zetlin to third. Flowers to second. And Sensendorfer safe at first. That'll bring up Jimmy Wood. He is 2 for 4 today. First pitch to Wood. Grounded over the second. This time, there is time. As the throw in the first will retire Jimmy Wood. And the side. 1 run on 4 hits, and they left the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 7th. It's 10-3 Fort Wayne. It'll be the top of the order due up first. John Hatfield will be the first man up. But first, new inning means new sponsor. Pat Wentz is one of the Philippines' best streamers, Apex Legends, Football Manager, F1 Manager. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The great Pat Wentz. Yeah, he is offside. Pat Wentz will sponsor our 7th inning here today. Oh. 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 What a goal. That is nice. Nice. Go give him a follow if you haven't already. He's absolute class. The great Pat Wentz will sponsor our 7th inning. Right. John Hatfield in the batter's box. He is 1 for 3 today. No, we have a pinch hitter. We have a pinch hitter. It'll be Frank Barrows who settles in. Barrows sitting just 0-94 with 2 RBIs so far today. I mean, this season. Here's the first pitch to Frank Barrows. And he swung on and ripped this into right. right at the right fielder, who's got it.
I intend
One away.
to live by my own code now.
Thank you, Crack, for the raid. How was your stream? How was your raid in Arc Raiders? Let me go close your tab, my guy, because I do have you tabbed up. Hold on. Hang tight. There we go. Okay. Close your tab. We're good. Welcome in, man. Crack Addicts Attack? Yeah. I never remember to do my raid message, by the way. I do have an actual raid message. I need to edit it, actually. You've reminded me. I do have a raid message. Hold on. Where is it? Raid. Where's the raid? Exclamation point raid. There we go. Let me get back to the streamer dashboard. There we go. Right. I do actually have a raid message, Crack, as well. It might be worth set one up, but that's the raid message. And it's always nice to like exclamation point raid before you raid and then copy it. But how are the Crack Addicts? How was your stream? Here's Scott Hastings settling in. He's 1 for 3 so far today. First pitch to Hastings. That's inside 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Inside 2-0 now. Welcome back, Ducky. Good to see you. The 2-0 pitch. It's fouled into the seats. 2-1. The 2-1. And that's off the plate, 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. Yeah, I need to do one in the future. Was a good stream. Had a few people from TikTok join me in the rating game. Tons of stuff and helped me get what I needed for the. Hey, let's go. You love to see it. You love to see it. That's fucking awesome to hear, man. I'm happy for you, bro. I'm glad you had a good stream, man. That's really cool, man. How's did you watch the United game as well? Because they won. Here's the 3-1. That's fouled off, and the count's full, 3-2. The 3-2. Fouled off again, still 3-2. The 3-2 pitch. Grounded over to third. The throw on to first is a bad one. It'll be an E5, an error on the third baseman. That's Harry Schaefer being credited with the error. It is the 6th error of the game for Fort Wayne. And they get one on with one out here, does Philadelphia. Had it in the background, was a good performance. Lemon's first big mistake. Nice. Yeah. I'm happy for you that you guys won. You know? Skull says that basically locks up Champions League, so. That's big, man. Here's Ed Pinkham settling in. Pinkham is 0 for 3. First pitch to Pinkham. He's going to take that right down Broad Street. 0-1. It does more than that. Basically confirms for it. Yeah. Yeah. Here's the 0-1. And that one, I think, was a little low. No, it's at the knees, 0-2. Well, I mean, top four is basically champion. That's kind of what I meant. You know what I mean? But, yeah, I get you. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's off the plate away, 1-2. I'm happy for you, man. Fourth is big. Here's the 1-2. That is lifted into center. Center fielder's there. He's got it. 2 down. It is raining here in Fort Wayne. The game is official. But we'll see. I think you gotta know that's coming though, right? I think like that's the expectation, right? I mean, he's what, 10-2-2 since he took over? I think he's 10-2-2 now since he took over. That's definitely good enough to give him like most people are going to say that's good enough to give him a shot. Anyways, need to rate and run, so have a good one, big man. Slangafol and Pogue Mahone, of course. Take care, Craig. Thank you again for the raid, my man. I appreciate you. Tom York settles in. He's 0-2 with a walk. First pitch to York is off the plate. 1-0. So Jesus Luzardo is pitching for the Phillies today. His nickname on the Phillies team is Lizard. Here's the 1-0. All for that and missed. 1-1. I just got the sound in my ear that the headphones are on 1% life. Here's the 1-1 pitch. I just want to make sure I'm actually, yeah, the Chargers in, yeah. There's the 1-1 pitch. And that is popped up in the shallow center. Shortstop's there. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits. And they left one man on base. It's 7th inning stretch time here in Fort Wayne. It's 10-3 Kekiongas. We are going to step away, and as always, we're going to play a Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Enjoy this rendition. We will be back in 3 minutes' time. Right. Seventh inning stretch complete. Now bottom seventh here in Fort Wayne. Steve King will lead things off as it's the 4, 5, 6 spots due up. Here's the first pitch. And then it's grounded, and it's a fumbled by the first baseman, E3. Not the way the Athletics would have wanted to start. First baseman Charlie Bierman gets the error. Philadelphia's 4th of the game. We're gonna have to hit box score. Also, sound. Where's my sound? Ian Bigfoot, welcome in, man. No, that didn't do anything. That didn't do, so you got to go down to 130, and you got to come up to 170. How you doing, Ian? Good to see you, my man. This is Harry Schaefer who's going to settle in. He's 1 for 4 today. Run on first, nobody out. First pitch to Schaefer. That is grounded foul down the first base side, 0-1. I want to up out of the park a little bit now. There we go. Just so you guys get a smidge of the ambient volume. I guess we turn the crowd back. Hold on. To 140. There we go. I'm trying to hear the, like, God get it. I'm trying to hear that stuff. You know what I mean? Right, here's the 0-1 pitch. That's off the plate. It gets by the catcher. It's another pass ball. Going to second base is Steve King for free. And runner on second with nobody out here. Here's the 1-1 to Schaefer. That's fouled off. 1-2 now. Hope you're having a nice Sunday, Ian. Here's the 1-2. That is grounded over to first, and that's just going to be taken to the bag himself. Schaefer's retired. It does move Steve King to third. And here's Dickie Pierce. No, I'm sorry. Here's Wes Fisler. Going to be a day of games and laundry. Fair enough, man. Here's the first pitch to Fisler. Fisler is currently 2 for 4 today. That is lined into left, and that is going to land fair. Fair ball. Scoring on the play will be Steve King. It's an RBI double for Wes Fisler. And Fort Wayne has made it 11-3. Here's Fergie Malone settling in. He's 2 for 4 today. And that one is high and away for a ball. 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That's grounded foul, 1-1. The 1-1. Offered at and missed it, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's lined into center, base hit. And it's a single for Fergie Malone. He's aboard. Going to third is Wes Fizzler. Runners on the corners, just one out. It is currently raining in the game. Yeah, we had sun. Well, it was cloudy. The forecast was cloudy. And it stayed cloudy through the first 6 innings. And then at the top of the 6th, it started to rain. So it is raining at the ballpark currently. The game is official, so if the game cannot complete it 9 innings, it will still go down as an official game. But it is currently raining in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Here's Dave Birdsall, 2 for 4 so far today. First pitch to Birdsall, and he's offered at something way off the plate. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That is shot into center field. Center fielder's there. He's going to make the catch. And unable to tag from third will be Fizzler. It's not deep enough. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. That will bring up George Zetlin, the pitcher. He is currently 2 for 4 today. First pitch to Zetlin is way off the plate away, 1-0. The 1-0, and that's lined into the gap in left base hit, and Zetlin's got his second RBI of the afternoon. A base hit for Zetlin. Going to second is Malone, but scoring on the play is Fizzler. 12-3, Kekiongas. That's going to bring up Dickie Flowers. Flowers currently sitting at 3 for 4 today. First pitch to Flowers. That gets by. That is a passed ball. Going to third is Malone. Going to second is Zetlin. And now both runners in scoring position. Here's the 1-0. That's off the plate away. No, that's going to catch the corner. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That's high and inside. 2-1. Here's the 2-1. High and inside again. 3-1. 3-1 pitch to Dickie Flowers, and he's walked him. Second walk for Flowers today. That's going to bring up Count Sensendorfer. He is 2 for 3 so far today. First pitch to Sensendorfer. Lined right back to short, and it's fumbled by the shortstop. Dickie Pierce with the error. It's his 29th error of the season. Going to first is Sensendorfer. Second sees Flowers aboard. Going to third is Zetlin. Coming in to score is Malone. 13-3. Here's Jimmy Wood. Wood is 2 for 5 so far today. First pitch to Wood. And that's high, ball 1. The 1-0 is grounded foul, 1-1. The 1-1 is shot into left. That's a base hit. It's off the wall. And Malone has got a 2 RBI double. Sensendorfer to third. Flowers scores from second. Zetland scores from third. 15-3. We've batted around the order again. Here's Steve King due up. He reached via an error his first at bat. First pitch to King. And that's high and in. 1-0. Come on, dude, on third. You could have tried for home. It's not like they need it. Here's the 1-0. That is shot into left center. That's another base hit. And that's going to be extra bases. That is safe at third, and King has got himself an RBI triple. Scoring is Sensendorfer. No, it's a 2 RBI triple, sorry. Scoring from third is Sensendorfer. Scoring from second is Woods. 17-3. It's going to bring up Harry Schaefer, who's currently 1 for 5 today. Bob Ferguson's afternoon is done. So we have another pitching change. It'll be Joe Quest on the mound now for Philadelphia. Here's the first pitch to Schaefer from Quest. He's fouled that off, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And that's going to get by the catcher. That's a pass, but it's a wild pitch, actually. And coming in to score again this inning is Steve King. He's got 2 runs this inning, does King. And it's 18-3. Here's the 1-1 to Schaefer. He's lined this into right, base hit. And he's aboard with a single. That's Wes Fizzler who settles in now. Fizzler currently 3 for 5. First pitch to Fizzler. And he's off it at that one and missed. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Off the plate, 1-1. The 1-1 is fouled, 1-2. The 1-2 is lined into center. Center fielder cannot get to it. Base hit. Going to second is Harry Schaefer. And still the inning continues. Fergie Malone now. 3 for 5 today. First pitch to Malone is high and inside, 1-0. The 1-0. 2-0. Here's the 2-0. That's in the dirt, 3-0. The 3-0 inside, ball 4. Second for Fizzler, third for Schaefer, and the bases are loaded again. Here's Dave Birdsall. He's 2 for 5. First pitch to Birdsall. And that one's right down broad, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's lined back up the middle, base hit. And it's an error. Scoring is Malone, or I'm sorry, Schaefer. Scoring is Fizzler. He's got 2 runs in the inning. Going to third will be Malone. Birdsall gets to second. It's another error on the center fielder, who is Tom York, his second of the afternoon, 5th for Philadelphia now. And it's 20-3. Here's George Zetlin settling in. He is 3 for 5 so far today. First pitch to him from Quest. And that one's in there for a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1 is popped up, flied out into center. Center fielder's there. He makes the grab, and finally the side is retired. They scored 10 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits, and they left 2 aboard. We go to the top of the 8th. The game is effectively over. It's 20-3 Fort Wayne. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 spots due up for Philadelphia. Diggy Pierce is going to be the first man up. But first, new ending, new sponsor. The Soothsayer is an awesome Finnish football manager streamer. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The great, the awesome, the Soothsayer is going to sponsor our 8th inning here tonight. Zetlin is back on the mound. It'll be Dickie Pierce settling into the batter's box. Philadelphia down big in the top 8th here. Here's the first pitch to Pierce. And that is off the plate, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Offered at and missed, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And that is lined into right, and it just lands foul. Here's the 1-2. He's popped it up. First baseman's there. He's got it, and that's 1 away. That'll bring up Dig Higgum. He's 1 for 3 so far today. The Phils have scored 6 runs on just 2 hits, by the way, in the first inning. Here's the first pitch. The rain is still falling. The rain has stopped. The delay has lasted 26 minutes. First pitch to Higgum. Oh, it's Charlie Sweeney that's in. He's checked swing. They're going to ask first base. He did not go, says the first base umpire. Charlie Sweezy replaces Dickie Pierce. I'm sorry, replaces Dick Hagum. So you manually score every game? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. We're in July now in the save, Ian. Hold on. Oh my God, come on. Oh my God. So I have this scorebook here, okay? This scorebook was every game at the start of the season. So the very first game of the season here was the 18th of April, 1871. And I have every game that we have done scored until the book was complete, because there's 60 games in the book. Well, there's really 59 games in the book, and I had 4 PC crashes, so 55 games is what I got in the book. And the last game in this book was the 18th of July, 1871. That was Boston at Philadelphia. That was a 7-4 win for Philadelphia. But that book is complete with 55 games we've done. And now I've got this second book. The first game in this second book was not too long ago. 20th of July. That was New York at Washington. Washington won that 10-3. And now we're in the 27th of July. So, yeah, I do score every book. I even have, for the hockey games we do, I have hockey scorebooks as well. So one of these books is for our NHL 2K6 save, and the other one is for the franchise hockey manager save. The NHL 2K6 save is the 05-06 NHL season, and the franchise hockey manager is the 1910 National Hockey Association season, so prior to the formation of the NHL. But yeah, I do have scorebooks for everything. Not for Football Manager. I don't have scorebooks for that. But I also don't commentate that. But yeah, that fucking bottom of the 7th is why I should have used the extra. You know what I mean? But I don't like, whenever we bat around, I try not to use the extra, because it's so, batting around the order is like very rare. It's not very rare, but it's not common, right? So like, and usually by the time you get through 9 batters, there's like 2 outs. So I'm looking at it going, right, maybe I only have to do like 1 or 2 extra, you know, at bats for like a batter in an inning. So I try not to use the extra space. But that last inning was wild. Wild. Doom. What's good, Doom? Right. It's still Charlie Sweezy in the batter's box. First pitch to Sweezy. Well, the 1-0 pitch to Sweezy. That's high and in, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Offered at and missed. It's 2-1. How you doing, Doom? Every calendar day in game that there is a baseball game, we commentate it. So, this is like game 60 of the season. I think we're going to have like 42 left, or 40, maybe like 40 left after this. So, we're going to get close to. We're getting closer. There is a World Series at the end of the season we'll do, but when I get to the end of this book, that's when I know we'll be close to the end of the season, because I think I did the math, and when I took this book, there's 42 games left in the season, I think. And this game holds 55 games, so 42 games plus a maximum 7-game World Series is 49 games, right? So, and this book holds 55, or holds 59. So I should, once I get just over halfway through this book, we should be just about wrapped up the regular season, which will be nice. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's inside, 3-1. I mean, we've made great progress. We're almost through July, and the season started in April. So April, half of April, right? All of May, all of June, almost all of July now. And we will have August, September, and half of October left. So, and every team plays 32 games each season, and every team has at least played 16 right now. So, like, literally everyone's at least halfway through their season. Some, like, I think Rockford, the team I'm managing, has played 24 games. I think Fort Wayne has also played 24. So they only have 8 games left in their season. So we're definitely on the charge. Here's the 3-1. Grounded over to third. The throw on to first is in time. 2 down. How you doing, Doom? Hope you're well. Here's Bierman. He swung on a miss with that one. It's 0-1. Bierman is currently over 3 so far today. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Bierman. He's off it at that one again, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch to Charlie Bierman. It's fouled off, still 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Fouled it off again. We do it again. Here's the 0-2. Inside, ball 1. It's 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Grounded over to short. Throw 1 to first is in time, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. They went down in order for Philadelphia. We move to the bottom of the 8th. Fort Wayne has a 20-3 lead. I think it's the top of the order that's actually going to come up. Dickie Flowers should be the first man up. We are going to take a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Right, we are back. Bottom eighth in Fort Wayne. Dickie Flowers settles in. Still Joe Quest on the mound. What is probably going to be the final at-bats here for Fort Wayne. These final half innings for Fort Wayne at the plate. First pitch, 2. Dickie Flowers, that's inside for a strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Off the plate, down and in, down and away, 1-1. The 1-1. Offered at and missed, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Way inside, ball 2. The 2-2. That's inside, ball 3. 3-2 to count. Here's the full count pitch. And that is lined into left, but foul. We'll do it again. 3-2 still. The 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, and Dickie Flowers has walked. That is his 3rd walk of the afternoon. There's Count Sensendorfer 2 up now. He is 2 for 4 so far today. First pitch to Sensendorfer. And that one's going to be taken for a called strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. High, 1-1. The 1-1 is off the plate, 2-0, or 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. And that one's low, 3-1. 3-1 to count. Here's the pitch to Sensendorfer. Ball 4 to Sensendorfer. Two on, nobody out for Jimmy Wood now. Wood is 3 for 6 with 4 RBIs on the afternoon. First pitch to Wood. Offered at that one and missed. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That is lined right at the shortstop. He's got it for the first out. Paddock has thrown 53 pitches for the Marlins. He's only gotten 5 outs. Here's Steve King. King is 3 for 6. First pitch to King. And he has flied this into center. Center fielder's there. It's over his head. It's over the center fielder's head. And it's a double. An RBI double for Steve King. Coming in the score from second is Dickie Flowers. Going to third is Count Sensender for 21-3. Here's Harry Schaefer. Schaefer is 2 for 6. First pitch to Schaefer. Grounded over to first. It's fumbled by the first baseman. Going to third is King. Scoring is Sensendorfer. 22-3. And Charlie Bierman commits his second error of the afternoon. Here's Wes Fizzler. He's 4 for 6 so far today. First pitch to Fizzler. And that one's going to be called strike. It's a 0-1. There's the 0-1. And that's a called strike, 0-2. The 0-2. Off the plate, 1-2. The 1-2. High, 2-2. It gets by the catcher. It's a pass ball. Coming in to score on it is King. Going to second is Schaefer. 23-3. Here's the 2-2. Fouled off. Still 2-2. The 2-2 is lined into right. Base hit. No, foul. Not base hit. Foul. Here's the 2-2. Grounded back up towards second. The throw on to first is in time. 2 down. It's going to bring up Fergie Malone. Malone is 3 for 5. First pitch to Malone. That's high, ball 1. The 1-0, high, ball 2. The 2-0. And that one is in there at the lettering for a strike. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Low, ball 3. 3-1 is taken, ball 4. And Malone has walked. Brings up Birdsall. He's 3 for 6. First pitch to Birdsall. Fouled off, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Right down broad, 0-2. Here's the 0-2. It's fouled off again. 0-2 still. Here's the 0-2. Grounded over to third. The throw on to first is a bad throw. And Pinkham with his second error of the afternoon. The 6th for Philadelphia. Everybody's safe. Malone goes to second. Schaefer goes to third. The bases are loaded. Here's pitcher George Zetlin. 3 for 6 today. First pitch to him. And he's lined that into right, base hit. And Zetlin has got yet another RBI in this game. Going to second is Birdsall. Going to third is Malone. Scoring is Schaefer. 24-3. We've batted around the order. Here's Dickie Flowers. Flowers is 3 for 4 so far today with 3 walks. First pitch to Flowers. And he's popped it into right. Right fielder's there. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. 4 more runs on 2 hits, and they left the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 9th. 24-3, Fort Wayne. It'll be the 8-9-1 spots due up. Neely Phelps is expected to be the first man up. – New inning, new sponsor. Swanky Pants is an awesome football manager streamer. Also does a little bit of Warzone, a little bit of Fall Guys, Rocket League. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The great Swanky Pants will sponsor our 9th inning here tonight. Zetlin is on the mound, ready to close things up here. Phelps is 0 for 3. Here's the first pitch. That's taken right down broad for a strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Waved that and missed. 0-2. Here's the 0-2. He's fouled it off. 0-2 still. The 0-2 pitch. Grounded back to the mound. The throw over to first is in time. 1 away. It's going to bring up Joe Quest. First pitch to Quest. He's going to take that on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Inside, 1-1. The 1-1. High, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is fouled into the seats. 2-2 now. The 2-2 pitch off the plate. 3-2. The 3-2. And Quest has drawn a walk. I'll bring up Frank Burrows. Burrows flying out to right his first at bat. First pitch to Burrows. That's high, 1-0. The 1-0 is flied out into left. That's going to land foul. 1-1. The 1-1. Fanned at it and missed. 1-2. The 1-2 is popped up. Shallow center. Shortstop there. He makes the grab. That's 2 down, and Philadelphia is down to their final out. Scott Hastings, who is 1 for 4 today. First pitch to Hastings is grounded over to short, and the shortstop fumbled the ball. So Quest goes to second. The inning is still alive. That is shortstop Dickie Flowers with his second error of the night. 26th of the season, 7th in this game for Fort Wayne. Here's Ed Pinkham. Pinkham's 0 for 4. First pitch to Pinkham, and he takes that in there for a strike. No, it's off the plate. 0-1. Here's the 1-0. Off the plate inside, 2-0. The 2-0. Grounded over to first. The pitcher comes to cover. He's beaten the throw. It's safe at first. And the bases are loaded. As Hastings goes to second, Quest gets to third. Here's Tom York, center fielder. 0 for 3 with a walk. First pitch to York. And that one is taken right down broad, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That is shot into center field. Center fielder's there. He makes the grab, and the ball game is over. Fort Wayne needed a win. They got a massive one here today, absolutely crushing the Athletics. The final score, the Philadelphia Athletics 3, the Fort Wayne Kekiongas 24. Let's go over your batting statistics. Starting with the visiting Philadelphia Athletics. John Hatfield had 3 at-bats. He had 1 hit. He scored 1 run. Scott Hastings had 5 at-bats. He had 1 hit. He scored 1 run. Ed Pinkham had 5 at-bats. He had 1 hit. He had an RBI. He made 2 fielding errors. Tom York had 4 at-bats. He did not have a hit. He drew a base on balls. He had 2 fielding errors. Dickie Pierce had 4 at-bats. He had 1 hit. He had a fielding error. Dick Higham had 4 at-bats? No, 2 at-bats. He had 2 at-bats. Dick Higham had 2 at-bats. This says 3 in the game. No, I'm looking at Dickie. Yeah, I'm looking at Dick Higham. Sorry. That needs to move down here to this plus spot. 5-3. Right, Dick Higham had 3 at-bats. He had 1 hit. Charlie Bierman had 4 at-bats. He did not have a hit. He made 2 fielding errors. Yeah, I know. I see the sports updates coming. I see the sports score bot updating me with the score. I'm just refusing to acknowledge it at the time. Phelps had 4 at-bats. He did not have a hit. Bobby Matthews had 3 at-bats. He had 1 hit. It was a double, and he had 1 fielding error, and he scored 1 run. Bob Ferguson, I don't think he didn't have an at-bat at all. Frank Burrows had 2 at-bats. He had no hits. Joe Quest did not have an at-bat, but he did get a base on balls. And Charlie Sweeney had 1 at-bat. He did not get a hit. Total at-bats for the Philadelphia Athletics. 3 and 5 is 8, and 5 is 13, and 4 is 17, and 4 is 21, and 3 is 24, and 4 is 28, and 4 is 32, and 3 is 35, and 2 is 37, and 1 is 38. And I think they differ by 1. No, that's the other team. So 38 at-bats. Runs 3, hits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 6 hits I have. That is not good. One of which was a double. They had 2 base on balls, did not strike out, did not steal a base, no sacrifices, 1 RBI, and 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 fielding errors. Good Lord. We'll come back for the pitching statistics in a moment. Dickie Flowers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at-bats for Flowers, of which he got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. I did 3 hits. I have. Yeah. He scored 4 runs. He stole a base. He had 3 base on balls. He made 2 fielding errors, and he had 2 RBIs. Count Sensendorfer had 1, 2, 3, 4 at-bats, 2 hits, a base on balls, 2 sacrifices, 2 RBIs, and 3 runs. Jimmy Wood, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at-bats for Wood. 1, 2, 3, 3 hits. All three of his hits were doubles. Scored 2 runs and had 4 RBIs. Committed 1 fielding error. Steve King, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at bats for him. One, two, three, four hits. One, two, three, four runs. Four RBIs. One double, two triples as well. Schaefer, one, two, three, four, five, six at bats. One hit. Sorry, no, two hits. Two hits. Beg your pardon. Two hits. Two runs. One fielding error. Wes Fizzler, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven at bats. Four hits. One double. Two RBIs. Three runs. One fielding error. Fergie Malone, one, two, three, four, five at bats. They say four because they count the E1 as a sack attempt. One double. How many hits? Three hits. One run. Two base on balls. Two fielding errors. Dave Birdsall, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven at bats. Three hits. One RBI. Two runs. And George Zetland, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven at bats. One, two, three hits. Two RBIs. One stolen base. Three runs. Yeah. Total at bats for the Fort Wayne Kekiongas. 5 and 4 is 9, and 7 is 16, and 7 is 23, and 6 is 29, 7 is 36, 5 is 41, 7 is 48, and 7 is 55 at bats. Runs 4 and 3 is 7, and 2 is 9, and 4 is 13, and 2 is 15, and 3 is 18, and 1 is 19, and 2 is 21, and 3 is 24. Hits 3 and 2 is 5, and 3 is 8, and 4 is 12, and 2 is 14, and 4 is 16, and 3 is 19, and 3 is 22, and 3 is 25 hits. They have 28. Hold on. 3, 5, 8, 12, 14, 18, 21, 24. I have 27. Where am I missing a hit? Right on the last guy. George Zetland doesn't have 3 hits. He has 4. That's where I'm missing the hit. So 28 hits. RBIs, 2, 4, 8, 12, 14, 15, 17 RBIs. Fucking hell. Doubles, 1, 2, 3 doubles. Triples. No, that's not right. Doubles. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 doubles. Sorry, 6 doubles. Triples, 2. Base on balls, 6. No strikeouts. Stolen bases, 2. Sacrifices, 2. And fielding errors, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Your pitching statistics. Bobby Matthews went 5 2/3. His pitch count was 128. Base on balls was 1. Strikeouts none. Hits 17. Runs 10. Earned runs 7. Ferguson went 1 inning. Bobby Matthews got credited with the loss. Ferguson went 1 inning. Pitch count 27. Base on balls 1, no strikeouts. Hits 6. Runs 8, but none of them earned. And Joe Quest went 1 1/3. Pitch count for him 49. Base on balls 4. Base on balls 4, no strikeouts. Hits 5, runs 6, earned 2. So Bobby Matthews gets credited with the loss. He will drop to 10-8 on the season. George Zetlin, meanwhile, gets the win. All 9 innings pitched. Pitch count 144. Base on balls 2. Strikeouts none. Hits 6. Runs 3. Not a single one of them earned. And Zetlin improves to 13-11 on the season. Official match time, 3 hour, 35 minute. Official attendance, 1,043. Imagine, screw Brentford for not being objective. Spurs relegated. Yeah. Villa's not either, apparently. Imagine me getting called crazy saying United finished above top 4. You know what? I'm guilty of that. Guilty as charged at the beginning of the season. Guilty as charged. At least you weren't. At least you were only called crazy, unlike me. It's been factually proven correct. I'm crazy. Okay. The next game is going to be the 13-11 Fort Wayne Kekiongas at the 9-10 New York Mutual. This is a massive game because here are your standings. The loss for Philadelphia puts them 2.5 back. So in the American League, Boston's still top at 12-5 now. Cleveland a game and a half back at 11-7. Philadelphia came into that game 2 back with a chance to move level with Cleveland, but they fall. They're 4-6 in their last 10. They move to 2.5 games back. Washington is 9-13. They are 5.5 back now. They have 10 to play in Washington's season. Philly has 12 to play. Cleveland still has 14 games left. Boston has 15 games left. In the National League, the win is real big for Fort Wayne. Chicago is at 10-7, 15 games left. They're joint leaders in the National League with us, the Rockford Forest Cities, at 14-11. We have only 7 games of our season left. Fort Wayne Kekiongas now moved to 13-11. They have 8 games in their season left, but they also move within a half game. The New York Mutuals are at 9-10, 2 games back. They still have 13 games left in their season. Troy is done and dusted. They are 4-20. They have 8 games left in their season, and they are 9.5 games back. What does this mean? Well, the next matchup will be Fort Wayne at New York. Fort Wayne win this game, they will move to 14-11, and there will be a 3-way tie at the top of the National League heading into the final days of July. That is big. It's absolutely neck and neck in the National League right now. In the American League, it looks like it's going to be Cleveland still chasing Boston, who've had a blip. They have lost 3 straight, but Boston's still in the driver's seat in that one. So we're immediately going to save the game. That's what we got coming up. So the next game of Out of the Park, which I have Out of the Park scheduled for Tuesday, May 5th. That is going to be Tuesday, May 5th will be our next Out of the Park game. It's going to be Fort Wayne at New York. And then we have 2 games left in July. After that, New York at Rockford. And Washington at Chicago. So 3 games left, and then we are into August in the save. If you're watching on the YouTube, this is the end of recording. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.